straight-gay alliances are important, especially when you're dealing with minorities fighting for the rights that majority groupings have. People take it for granted that if you're not experiencing it yourself, you don't really need to be a part of the fight. If we took that approach to abuse against children, the rights of persons with disabilities, the rights of women to equality, then you would never have people accessing these rights.
At this point, the youth play a very vital role in the transformation of a society, an inclusive and equal society.
I literally choose respect. I don't think anybody's asking you to agree with their choices. They're asking you to respect their choices. And as a society, if we are to believe in democratic values, people must have a right to choose other things.
Sexual orientation runs on a continuum. You're not either one or the other, heterosexual or homosexual, but it can actually run the gamut of those orientations.
The LGBT community is a minority. They need help from outside. And the more of us you find, lending our voices to the cause, is the more that it will give others strength and courage to come out and really support it. So it's important for people outside the community to support the community.
We all need to learn more, understand more about sexual orientation and gender identity. We also are victims of the very limited cultural narrative that has informed us over the years.
Honestly, people do not choose their orientation. You choose your behavior, but people need to understand that, and to understand that many people in the community are already going through their own hell. And for people to stop being hypocritical, especially people who quote the Bible. The Bible says you shouldn't fornicate. 80% of us are born out of wedlock. We're a nation of fornicators and adulterers. Deal with it and stop using this religion thing to create division like that. And if you call yourself a Christian, remember that Jesus said you should love others as he loved us. It's about love and respect.
I certainly believe that more Christians should become involved with speaking out in the interest of human rights and justice. When we look at the prophetic traditions in the Judeo-Christian tradition, we see that the prophets consistently condemned the practices of worship wherever they were separate and apart from the practice of justice.
I think Christians battle with a lot of things. Sex is the biggest issue on our minds. A man can cheat on his wife, he can beat her. A woman can cheat on her husband, beat her kids, neglect her children. But we have a bigger problem with the fact that she opened her legs for somebody else, or that the man lent his penis to somebody else, or that a man might be having sex with another man. We seem to take so much interest in people's sexual organs that we don't consider the emotional and other types of support that they need. And so there's a lopsided view in the church.
Wherever we facilitate a face on any vulnerable population, any oppressed community or individual, it is less likely that they will be demonized. Because very often what we do is, what we do not understand, we make all kinds of comments and prejudicial statements about. But when we see and hear fellow human beings, as today, when we hear the experience of a transgender individual, and we realize that this was not a choice, this is not a lifestyle, this is who the individual is, and yet that individual has gone through so much. How can we fail to live and show compassion?
If you're asking me how far are we from total inclusivity and tolerance and that kind of thing, it's going to take a long time, but it's inevitable. The work still needs to be done in other countries that are far more progressive than us in their ideas and their understanding of what it is to be transgender, what it is to be transsexual, and what it is to have a gender identity that doesn't match your biological sex. So there's still a long ways to go for those countries as well. We're coming from behind, but we also have a lot going for us as Jamaicans. We are a Christian country, and Christian ideals really are of love and tolerance and acceptance at the heart of it, when we get past, the religious texts and taking those things quite literally. So I do think that we can progress quite quickly in this area, and I think that it's inevitable.